With the Steam Machine close on the horizon, I think the question on a lot of people's minds is, should you buy a Steam Deck in 2026? Well, I'm here to try and help answer that question. I bought my Steam Deck a little over a year ago, and I've been absolutely loving it. I got the 1TB OLED model for me and my girlfriend, and honestly, she's been loving hers too. Now, I've always been kind of a handheld gamer. As a kid, one of my very first gaming consoles was a Game Boy Advance SP when I was only 6 years old. I went on to have a DS, a DSi, a PSP, even a PSP Go, and of course a Nintendo Switch. Even very recently, I picked up my very first 3DS. So to this day, I'm still picking up new handhelds. But the Steam Deck has truly been something special. Now let's talk about the Steam Deck specs. Now this one specifically is the 1TB model with the anti-glare screen, which is not for everybody. But what I do think is for everybody is this gorgeous OLED screen with some of the most vibrant colors you can get in a handheld. It's rocking an 800p screen with 90Hz refresh, which is a little outdated in 2026. As far as battery life goes, I would say it gets about 3 or 4 hours depending on what game I'm playing. I found that the battery life can run up to 8 hours with games that are easier to run, and as little as 2 hours for high performing games. But you can save a lot of power just by tapping the power button and putting your Steam Deck into sleep mode, which is a convenience feature not really found in most other PC handhelds, and that gives it the edge over the other competition in my opinion. Now, as of writing this script, I actually have it written here that Steam just discontinued their LCD model, meaning you only have 2 options to purchase from, but that's actually not true anymore. In the last couple of weeks, Steam actually sold out of their OLED model, and they're not sure when they're going to have it back in stores. Which means as of 2026, you can't buy the Steam Deck brand new. Maybe if you find it at a Walmart or Best Buy. I know I've seen them at my local Best Buy before. But your best option for buying a Steam Deck in 2026 is probably going to be secondhand, and I know that's a little discouraging for some people. I'm still going to talk about the prices here. I know there's a couple stores where you can order them online and get them that way, so I'm going to put this segment here. Now the Steam Deck starts at $549 for the 512GB model, and at $649 you'll be able to get the 1TB model. Coming in at cheaper than most other handheld PCs, I would say the Steam Deck is well worth it for what it has to offer. The Steam Deck really is just one of the best handheld systems I've ever owned. One of the many things that made me fall in love with the Steam Deck the way that I have is how well it emulates games. The Steam Deck, in my opinion, is the best handheld gaming emulation device in 2026. One thing that's really amazing about the Steam Deck is just how customizable it is. Now you could open it up and change out any of the pieces just like you would a gaming PC, but there's also just so many accessories out there for it. You could get a protective case, a dock, or even a battery pack that'll extend your Steam Deck's battery life. I personally love the dock I have for my Steam Deck. While docked, it can easily hit 4K with 60 FPS. You're going to get more performance out of the Steam Deck without losing any battery life. As a matter of fact, you're going to get more battery life out of the Steam Deck because it'll be charging while it's docked. This thing is sleek, durable, and honestly really comfortable to hold. For the price of the Steam Deck, it's honestly an unbeatable deal, especially when you consider the fact that it comes with its own carrying case. I think my enthusiasm for the Steam Deck really shows in the fact that I talk to everybody about this thing, and I talk about how much I love gaming in a handheld form. I've convinced no less than 6 people that they should get a Steam Deck. Even recently, my boss at work ordered one off of Walmart. So they're out there, you just gotta go looking for them, even if you can't get it from Steam. Over the years, I've heard people complain that their wrists will start to hurt from playing the Steam Deck for too long. Now, neither me nor my girlfriend have experienced that problem in the last year that we've had the Steam Deck. Now let's answer the big question. With RAM prices through the roof right now, and the Steam Machine fastly approaching, should you buy a Steam Deck in 2026? I would say it's a complicated question. If you have a gaming PC and you travel a lot, or you value gaming on the go, the Steam Deck could be a very good pick for you. If you're looking forward to picking up the Steam Machine, I would say the Steam Deck could be a very good companion piece for your Steam Machine, but it would also be very unnecessary. But if you already have a gaming handheld of any sort, I would say that's the handheld that you should stick with right now, and just wait out the RAM shortage. The grips are comfortable, the sticks feel great, the buttons are nice and clicky, and the Steam Deck in general is surprisingly lighter than I was expecting. Now in conclusion, I couldn't recommend the Steam Deck enough, but I understand right now with RAM prices and everything else going on, now might not be the best time for you to get a handheld PC. And honestly, if you already have a gaming PC, you might want to stick with that for now as well. With the prices of gaming in general right now, it's hard for me to recommend something this expensive unless you find it for a killer deal. But if you ever were a handheld gamer and you don't have a Steam Deck yet, I would say you should at least go and check this thing out if you can.